We're starting in the show on the craft table with an idea that's super duper simple but transformative for your front door. We're moving away from the ribbon sets towards a fabric sash for an adorable wreath accent piece. Quilter and fabric artist Kris Thurgood joins me to share fabric artist.
Fabric artist.
If that's not your byline, it is now.
Okay,
fabric artist.
I'll take it. I'll take it. Yeah.
Do we have to be a fabric artist to do this?
No, absolutely not.
Good. Good news for all of us.
Anybody can do this project.
What are we calling it?
Well, I would say probably like the fabric sash on the wreath. How does that sound?
If you've ever wanted to make your wreath feel lovely, it's a sash. Add a sash to anything, your wreath is feeling fabulous. I love the idea of a fabric sash because we talked earlier before the show that everybody's really focused on those ribbon sets, which are lovely.
Yes.
I own an obscene amount myself. But this is a fun alternative.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah, if you're ready to kind of step away, you say this is a way to do it.
Yeah, definitely. And the nice thing is you've got lots of patterns to choose from because you can do any kind of fabric. And you can actually make these quote unquote ribbons, but they're not, right? It's like a fabric sash, as wide as you want it to go. So that's really nice too.
It can be customizable for your wreath.
Absolutely. So if you have a really large, oversized wreath, then you can make that, fabric sash a lot wider and a lot longer. So it's kind of fun.
Customizable.
Yes.
Now tell me, is there a certain fabric we're reaching for when we make this project? What do you recommend?
Any kind of quilter's cotton is going to be perfect, but I also, like with this one behind us, I did it with some drapery fabric that I found, and so it really doesn't matter.
So can I reach for my fabric stash? Maybe my extras, this and that?
Yes,
and then this is a good way to use them, especially if you have just that fabric that you love, but you're like, it's kind of an awkward amount. I don't know what to do with it. Here is your answer.
And I don't have time to make it into something major, right?
Right.
Time is of the essence, especially this time of year. So let's just have fun with the fabric and make something to decorate our doors.
Let's get into it. Show us how to stitch this up.
All right, so the very easiest way to do this is you're simply going to take a piece of fabric, right?
Okay.
And the one behind me, I made it 72 inches in length. If you don't have 72 inches of length, go ahead and piece two pieces together. That's totally fine.
You're allowing us to do that. Get creative.
Absolutely. And then as wide as you want, just think of it as you're going to be folding this in half. So that's going to actually end up being the size of the wreath, okay? Or the sash, I should say. So this was cut at 13 inches. So when I fold it in half and I sew it down, it's gonna be approximately around 6 inches wide.
Okay, and this seems a little large. This isn't our standard size wreath. Is this what you would suggest for even a standard size wreath?
Yeah, a standard size wreath, I would say probably, again, about 13 inches wide and as long as you want it to go. Anywhere between maybe 60 to 72 inches.
I love it. Let's stitch it up.
So all you have to do is you fold it together with the right sides together, and it's kind of like you're forming a tube. So you're going to take it to the sewing machine, and you're just going to sew all the way down one side. Okay, we don't need to do both sides because we have a fold, right? So we have to close off the tube. So we're going to sew just down here all the way to about the center point, approximately. Leave a little bit of an opening so that you can turn it right side out.
That seems key.
And then come all the way. Yeah, you kind of have to
probably want it the right way out.
Exactly.
These are things you need to tell us novice sewers.
There you go.
These are the moments that I need to know.
Hey, you know what? There's always a seam ripper. If you forget to leave that opening, it's totally fine.
You are forgiven.
Exactly.
Little extra work, but you're forgiven.
Absolutely. And then you're just going to poke out the corners. And I think the key to making this look nice and professional is actually using some hot steam and an iron.
Hot steam. So just crisping it up.
Yep.
So is this little tool just to push the corners out?
Yes, isn't that nice?
They just made a tool for that.
Yeah, they sure did.
There's something for everything, isn't there?
Exactly. And then all you have to do is you're just gonna stitch that up with a little needle and thread, and now you have a big sash, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so I wanted a striped sash because, 'tis a season of candy canes, right? So here's a nice long one, but it's much, not
thinner.
Yeah, it's much thinner. And then we'll put it on this.
Yeah, let's show us how to tie
show?
it, because I think this seems like it would be simple, but there's actually a trick to it.
It's not too bad. I'm going to take it down here.
Tell me if I can help
get
you.
This. How about, will you just hold it like this? That would be
here
great.
I am to help you.
There you go. It's so simple to do. You're simply going to bring it through the bottom, and if you can kind of see if those are, matching up a little bit, but don't worry if it's not.
Okay.
It's totally fine. And all you have to do is you're just tying this into a knot. Very, very simple, right?
Tying it into a knot.
Yep.
And you could, I mean, I guess depending on how much ribbon you have, you could do a bow. Or how much ribbon?
Yeah.
How much fabric?
Yes.
Yes, look at me going straight back to the ribbons.
Hey, I'll tell you what though.
It's a hard habit to
It is going to
break.
be so much easier to just tie a knot. I promise
Kris
you that.
says easy is best.
Yes,
And look, it's still
exactly.
amazing. Look how
cute
adorable that is.
And so then you're just going to kind of pull out on this side and pull out on this side, because they're going to get stuck a little bit.
Okay, you got to
can
zhuzh
keep
up that.
Yep, zhuzh it up.
Zhuzh
I
it
like
up.
that. I
Yep.
like that. And then you keep it wider, or if you need to bring it in a little bit, you can do that as well. I
can
kind
play
of
with
like
your
the wide
preference,
look.
yeah.
And that's as simple as it is, right?
Look at that.
So very, very fun.
Really quickly, I want you to tell me, with this one,
Okay.
you kind of added another level with this one. Tell me
Yeah.
what we did to create the larger,
Well,
thicker candy
in
cane
order
stripes.
to do that, I used a fusible interfacing. It has a glue side to it. And then all you have to do is you start adding strips of fabric.
So this is like glue fabric?
Yes, kind of like it. It's called an interfacing.
Well.
But it's a great way to start out. This actually comes 12 inches wide, which is perfect for this.
Okay.
Right? So I have my first strip down. I'm going to put this, sew it down, and then I just take my iron and fuse it in place.
That's where the glue comes in.
Yes.
I'm like, it's not sticky, everybody.
Why
There's no
is the
stickiness to
glue?
this fabric. Okay, this is
Exactly.
making more sense now.
Yep.
Yes,
And
okay.
so then what ends up happening is you continue doing that the entire length of the interfacing, right?
yes.
You just
Then it
continue
becomes
back
your
and
pattern.
forth. This becomes your pattern. There we go. Something, and it's going to look kind of crazy.
I was going to
right?
say, not clean yet, but you're
Not
going to trim it
yet,
up.
But this is where you trim it up, because now you turn it around to the back, and I can use my interfacing as my guide and take a look at that. I
Ooh,
trimmed that
That is
side
a
up.
sharp cut there. I actually always
Very
wanted to be the
careful,
fabric
right?
cutters at the store.
Oh, really?
Yep,
Oh, well.
Lifelong dream.
So
right
much
here.
fun. So much fun. There we go. And look, when you've done that, you have the sashing.
Fabric.
And all you do is you fold it in half again, and you just do the same thing
I'm
as you
trying
did
not to have my
before.
face look so shocked. I'm glad the camera hasn't been up here the whole time, because I'm like,
Wow.
this is amazing, because it really is. Kris,
Yeah,
this is
it's so fun,
great.
right?
I love the ribbon sash.
Yeah.
I think this is so fun for everybody to try, and you can use it for
Definitely.
any holiday.
You really can. Change out the colors, and you have a really fun project.
So great. Where can we
Yes.
connect with you online?
We are at mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com, and don't forget, shop is 2 P's and an E, SHOPPE.
The details. The details.
That's right.
Thanks, Kris.
You bet.